What's up, everybody? So today I want to go through 5 mistakes that most men typically make when trying to get a girl on a date, the actual date itself, and the conversations and other things that take place in between. First things first, don't overthink it. I want to let you know something. Attraction is not a choice. Most of these girls, they know from the time they look at you if they're attracted to you or not. So ain't no magical abracadabra words that you can say to get her all of a sudden interested in you. If she's already interested in you, she's gonna make it easy for you. If she's not, she's gonna pull up a wall and she's gonna make it very difficult. Too many women out there to be caught up over one. Now, for the ones that are talking to you, the ones that are giving you the time of the day, you keep it simple. You give them your name, you have a light conversation, you create the opportunity to exchange contact information, and that's it. You walk away, have a good day, keep it pushing. The first mistake a lot of you guys make, you're not building any anticipation. You're not giving her a chance to think about you. You should be busy, first of all. You should be busy. You should have your job. You should have your purpose. You should have your business, your grind, your friends. You should have things that are actually keeping you busy in real life. Then when you finally hit her up 2 or 3 days later, you give her a call. Like old school. I don't like to text. I like to call. You give her a call and you say, hey Jane, this is Tony. And you wait. You wait a second. You want to see how she responds. If she says, Tony who? You have a choice to make. Do you want to continue this interaction with this woman and spend time with someone that ain't even remembering who you is? At that point, I would be like, shit, my bad, wrong number. Or if you want to play it a little bit more, you could be like, is this Jane? And then she'll be like, yeah, this is Jane. Who's this? And you'd be like, it's Tony. Give her one more chance. And she'll be like, oh, I remember you and whatever. If not, I just be like, yo, I have the wrong number, my bad. And I just hang up the phone. Now, if she responds like this, hey, Tony, I was wondering when you want to call. So good to hear from you. Yada. That's when you could say, hey, this girl have a high level of interest in me. She already showing me signs that she actually wants to have this date, want to have this interaction, and she gonna make it easy for me. That's when you proceed forward with the conversation. Now, here's the second mistake. The phone is not for getting to know people. You don't use the phone to talk about the past and the future and all of the things that you have in common. That's for the date itself. And the phone is to be used to create an opportunity to meet up in person. So you have some light conversation and you say, hey, listen, I'd love to continue this conversation with you in person. What does your schedule look like? When are you usually free? Let her tell you the days that work for her, because then you could pick a time in your schedule based off of her availability that works for you too. And this is the third mistake that a lot of you guys make. You don't set definite dates. So you want to set a definite date and a definite time, and then you want to say, hey, does that work for you? Let her tell you yes, because that way you both are committing to that time. And if she tries to hit you with like well, I don't know, I have to see what's going on that day. I might have this, I might have that, or I have to let you know. Don't leave her hit you with I'll let you know. Pretty much you just say to her, listen, sound like you have a lot going on, it's all good, let's just do this another time. Because you want to give her the chance to either do this. She gonna either be like, nah, you know what, it's all good, I am free, I can make it. Or she's gonna be like, okay, cool, yeah, I'll let you know. If she hits you with that, I'll let you know again, she probably won't gonna show up to the date to begin with. You just save yourself a whole bunch of time and headache. So what you want to hear from her is, yeah, I could definitely make it. Here's the time. That way you have solid plans. Yeah, then once you're locked in, you don't want to be texting and calling her every day leading up to the date. You want to give a little time in between that conversation and the date. Like I said, you want to build anticipation. You want to give her the opportunity to think about you. You also need to be busy. You need to be working on your stuff. You need to be handling your business so that you actually have stuff going on. So you want to set the date 3-4 days out, based off of the availability that both of you guys put in front of you. And you say, hey, Friday at 9 p.m. at this place, or I'll come pick you up. Does that work for you? She says, yes, that works fine for me. Boom, you're locked in. You're locked into that date, that time. Now, if Friday comes, you don't call her to confirm and say, hey, are we still on? Are we still going to go on this date? You just stick to the plan. A plan has already been made. You're a man of your word, and as a man, you keep your word. You need to see if she's going to keep hers. You need to see if she's going to show up, or if she's going to be available when you come to pick her up. You want to see if she's going to flake. You want to see if she's going to hit you with the, oh, I'm so sorry, something came up, yada. That just lets you know where her interest level is at. And her interest level is going to tell you everything about how much fun you're going to have on that date. Sometimes she might even be like, hey, are we still on for tonight? That lets you know that she's thinking about you. That lets you know that she's excited about the date. Maybe she wasn't even sure if you were going to show up. It builds anticipation. And that's what you want on a date. And that kind of touches on the fourth mistake. In between the time where you set the date and you have the actual date, you don't want to be texting in between there. You don't want to be calling in between there. If she reaches out to you, that's one thing. It's okay to respond to that. But if she's not reaching out to you, you don't reach out to her. You already set dates. You already set plans. You already set a time. There's no reason to be texting and talking and calling and doing all of that stuff in between. And like I said, you should be busy anyway. You should be on your purpose, on your grind, at work, with your friends, doing your hobbies, doing the things that you like to do. Here's another mistake that you guys make. You guys overthink the dates. Why would you overthink a first date for a person that you barely know? You don't even know if this person is worth your time, worth your money, worth all of the resources that you're investing into this first date. Keep it simple. Create an environment where you can have a conversation and get to know each other. If you're picking her up, take her to someplace to grab some drinks, where it's not crazy loud music, not a bunch of distractions. You can actually have an intimate conversation. That's the first step of that night. Now, if the night goes well, then you could take it somewhere else. You could go dancing, you could play darts, you could play pool, you could do whatever it is that you're into, but you want to start with the ability to have a conversation. Go someplace, grab some appetizers. Spend $20, $30, whatever. Don't go spending $500 on some girl you don't know just because she's pretty. Like, those girls will take you on dates, they will use you for a free meal, and they'll keep it pushing and tell their friends how they got a guy to buy her a free meal, and then she'll go sleep with Johnny Big Charlie. You want to keep the first date simple. You want to keep it casual. You want to keep it fun. Another mistake that you guys make is you talk too damn much. On the first date, just shut up, bro. You know what I mean? Ask questions. Leave her talk about herself. They like the mystery. They want to kind of unravel who you are. You should be asking her questions. Keep it light. Keep it fun. Keep it casual. Don't talk about any negative stuff. Don't talk about any past relationship drama that you had. Don't talk bad about your past girlfriend and how you've been single for 5 years and you just can't find the right girl. Leave her do majority of the talking. That's what women love to do. Just sit down, keep a smile on your face, ask quality questions. Relax. Just leave the conversation flow organically. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to talk about your watches or your cars or this or your money. You just sound like a tryhard, and women can smell that a mile away. And don't get me wrong, some of these women, they'll use you. They'll listen to all of that and be like, oh, okay, I have a sponsor right here. So just try to avoid all of that. Just keep the conversation light, fun, positive, ask quality questions. If you're doing all the right things, making all the right moves, you're making eye contact, you're watching her lips, you're watching her eyes, you're watching her body language, all you gotta do is make sure that the night comes to a good conclusion. At this point, this is when you go in for the kiss. You don't go in for the hug, the little friend hug. You don't go for the little peck on the cheek. You don't do none of that stuff. Use a man. Make sure that she go home knowing this was a date. We want friends. This is a man-to-woman interaction. You know what I mean? Masculine energy, feminine energy. And if she pull away, it's okay. Don't stress. Don't worry. It's all part of the game. She probably just wasn't ready in that moment. What you want to do is, before you go in for that kiss, like I said, you want to be reading her body language for that night. You want to see if she was touching her hair. You want to see if she was making eye contact with you. If she was smiling, if she was laughing, if she was touching your shoulder. You know what I mean? There's going to be a lot of cues that's going to let you know that she's ready for that kiss. So, if you're going to go in for it confidently. If she gives you the kiss, make sure you give her a good one. If she pulls away, it's cool. Just know maybe she wasn't ready at that point in time. It's part of the game. Don't take it personal. She kiss you, give her a nice kiss. You smile, you give her an invite, have a glass of wine. You want to come back to my place? She might say, yeah. You go, keep the night rolling. If not, have a good night, drive safe, yada, 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 boom, boom, boom. Keep it pushing. And then you just repeat that formula. You get back on your grind. You get back to being busy. You go back to your business, your grind, your friends, your hobbies, the gym, whatever it is that you're doing, you get back to it. You give yourself a few days, 4 or 5 days in between. That's when you hit her up again. She might actually hit you up within a day or two and be like, hey, man, I had such a great time. Thank you for the other night. And then you just use that opportunity to set up another date. Simple as that. You just repeat the formula. Your phone is for setting dates. That's it. It's not to get to know each other. It's not to continue off from where you was on a date. It's just to set an opportunity for the next date. And that's it. You just repeat. You have enough good dates. You have enough good interactions. At that point, you've raised her attraction. You've raised her interest. She seems like she has good qualities as well. You guys spend more time with each other, more dates, and over time, eventually she's going to start liking you more and more, and she's going to eventually start reaching out to you more and more. She's going to be the one initiating contact. She's going to be like, hey, you, hey, big head. And then you just do the same thing. You set up a chance to see her in person, set up a date. You could escalate the dates. You could be like, hey, come over to my place. Let me cook a nice little dinner this date, this time. Does that work for you? And you just repeat that formula, and over time, she's going to be wanting to see you more and more. And just let it naturally progress. You don't got to overthink this thing, man. It's not rocket science. And if you can avoid those 5 mistakes, I think you have a way more successful date in life. Like and subscribe. I just getting started with this whole advice thing, so I still get my rhythm and my flow. Excuse the choppiness of how I explain things. I don't get better and better with each one, man. But thank you guys for tuning in. I hope that you find this information valuable. If there's anything that you would like me to talk about or a topic you'd like me to discuss, feel free to shoot me a DM. And let's get it popping, man. I'm looking to build this community, and I want to have a good time doing it, man. I hope I can bring some value to you guys' life. So talk to you soon.
TBL.
Be out to the done.
Yeah, hear me now. TBL. Them can't stop with. Can't hold me down. Enough of them pray for lightning shock way. And we see we lifeless on the ground, so we big